Thank you for joining us today. You have joined the Heart Healthy Holiday Desserts brought to you by North Kansas City Hospital. We appreciate you joining us, and today we are going to hear from Lindsey Moore, who is a licensed dietitian with the hospital. Lindsey, we look forward to hearing what you have to say, and if there are any questions, please do go ahead and send them in, but we will answer them at the end. So Lindsey, it's all yours.
Thank you. So my name is Lindsey, and I am one of the outpatient dietitians here at North Kansas City Hospital. And today we're going to be talking about heart healthy holiday desserts. Oh, there it goes. So before we get started, I wanted to talk about some goals with healthy eating. These not only apply during the holidays, but they actually apply throughout the whole entire year. So I want you guys to try to do 3 small meals and 1 to 3 snacks spaced evenly apart daily. Try not to skip meals or snacks, and have a snack if meals are spaced more than 4 to 5 hours apart. This really helps control our blood sugars and prevents overeating later on in the day. If you can, eat a variety of foods and colors. Select foods high in fiber frequently, such as whole grains, fruits, vegetables, beans, and legumes. And try to monitor those portion sizes to avoid overeating. So before we enter the party season, it's important to brace ourselves and be prepared. Remember that you can still enjoy the holiday season and stay on track with your healthy eating. Okay, now we're going to go into tips with desserts. The first tip is don't go to the holiday dinner hungry. We're more likely to overindulge and eat more when we're starving. So before you go, have a balanced meal or a snack first. If you're already full, you won't eat as much of your meal or desserts. And treat yourself mindfully. Don't have a dessert after every meal through the holiday season. Just save it for special occasions. And when you do have a dessert, don't beat yourself up about it. That is okay. Maybe just get a taste of a few things and treat it like a sample platter. Instead of having normal big portion sizes of each dessert, have little small portions and really make it look like a sample platter. Include desserts with fruits and vegetables, and I'll talk about that more later. Desserts and beverages. The abundance of desserts and beverages at holiday gatherings can really begin to add up. They're generally high in fat, carbohydrates, and calories. So now we're going to talk about the types of fats there are. There's 2 types of fats. There's healthy fats and unhealthy fats. And a lot of these are commonly found in a lot of our desserts. So first, we're going to talk about unhealthy fats. These are anything stalled at room temperature, and they're called saturated fats. These are not heart healthy because they clog our arteries and cause inflammation in the body. These unhealthy fats include butter, ghee, margarine, coconut oil, lard, and shortening. We want to limit these when cooking and baking. Not that we can never have them, but just try to limit them. Butter is the healthier unhealthy fat. So if you're going to choose one of these, go with butter. Now, I wanted to dive deeper into what these fats are because a lot of times we see these in recipes and at grocery stores and wonder which one should I be using and what's the healthier option. So butter, it's just a dairy product made by churning cream. This is natural. This is going to be our better option. Ghee, it's clarified butter. It's just made by melting butter, then removing some milk solids. It has a higher smoke point than butter, so it's better for cooking. Smoke point is having a higher smoke point is typically better when you are cooking at higher temperatures. Margarine, it's made from vegetable oils. It's highly processed, so want to try to stay away from margarine. Coconut oil. Coconut oil has become very popular and gotten a lot of attention in the media, but we actually want to limit or even avoid coconut oil. It's made from coconuts, but it's 90% saturated fat. Saturated fat's that artery clogging one, but butter only has 65%. So less artery clogging fat in the butter. Lard. It's made from clarified pork fat, has a high smoke point, so better for cooking at high temperatures, adds flakiness and flavor. Shortening, made from vegetable oil, highly processed, so wanting to limit this one more. Low smoke point, adds flakiness but no flavor. Generally, with smoke points, we're not cooking at high enough temperatures with desserts. It's more for cooking like sauteing and frying. But just to help you guys understand what these fats are. Now we're going to go into the healthy fats. So healthy fats are called unsaturated fats. It's anything liquid at room temperature. These are healthy for our hearts and include anything like olive oil, avocado oil, vegetable oil, and canola oil. This is the better option when cooking or baking. Olive oil is very heart healthy, rich in antioxidants, and reduces inflammation. Has a low smoke point, so not great for cooking at higher temperatures. Avocado oil, same as olive oil, heart healthy, rich in antioxidants, and reduces inflammation. Has a higher smoke point. Then you have your vegetable oil and canola oil. These are still heart healthy. They just don't have as many antioxidants and don't really reduce inflammation like olive oil and avocado oil, but they have high smoke points. Or you can even swap the fat. So even though healthy fats are better for our hearts than those unhealthy saturated fats, both are still high in calories. So we're going to talk about some great lower calorie options. You can do bananas. How this works is replace the exact amount of butter with bananas. Example, if a recipe calls for 1 cup butter, you could use 1 cup of bananas. This works well in recipes involving chocolate and cinnamon. Or you can try applesauce. This works by replacing half the amount of butter or oil. So if the recipe calls for 1 cup butter, use half a cup of butter and half a cup of applesauce. If you want and you don't mind a more denser product, you can replace all the butter with applesauce. And this really works well in cake-like recipes. You can use an avocado. This is the same method as applesauce and works well with cookies and quick breads. Yogurt, same method as applesauce. So try some of these out, see how you like it. Really experiment with some of the desserts. Now, we cannot forget to talk about sugar when it comes to desserts. So a lot of times, same as fat, what is the best sugar to choose? A lot of times it can be very overwhelming. So a lot of our options are honey, agave, coconut sugar, cane sugar, brown sugar, stevia, and artificial sweeteners. So what's the best one to choose? I want to dive deeper into a couple of these before we decide. So stevia is made from the stevia plant leaves, completely natural. It's a great sugar-free and calorie-free option. It does not raise your blood sugar, so great for people with diabetes. But one downside of stevia, it can have a minor aftertaste to some people. Then we have our artificial sweeteners. These are anything like aspartame, Splenda, Sweet and Low Equal. These are chemically made and it's not real food. Even though they are sugar-free and calorie-free and does not raise our blood sugar, but it can cause gas, bloating, diarrhea, and it's actually linked to cancer. So we really want to try to limit and even avoid artificial sweeteners if we can. So with that being said, overall, one type of sugar is not better than another, except we want to limit and avoid those artificial sweeteners. So really, choose from this list. Any of these types are completely fine to use, whatever you're most comfortable with, whether it's honey, agave, coconut sugar, cane sugar, brown sugar, or stevia, all are excellent. They're all broken down into our body in similar ways, so too much of any type of sugar can lead to health problems, but not one is really better than the other. Okay, I have some awesome recipes you guys can try out, really incorporating all of the things we talked about so far. We got some chocolate chip zucchini muffins, peanut butter chocolate chip energy bites, lemon poppy seed cookies, apple crisp, chocolate cranberry pumpkin cookies, a banana apple bread, pumpkin avocado muffins, and a raspberry lemon coffee cake. So try some of these out, see what you guys think. Now we can't forget to talk about holiday beverages. A lot of times these are also very high in carbohydrates, fat, and calories. Completely fine to have these during the holiday season. We just want to make them a little healthier. So fill half to three-fourths of your glass with low-fat or skim milk and 1 part eggnog. This is really going to help cut the fat, cut the calories. So that's why we want to choose fat-free skim milk, 1% milk, over the 2% or the whole milk. And pass on the whipped cream just because it adds extra calories. Hot chocolate, completely fine to do. Just maybe ask for it to be made with low-fat milk or water and go easy on those toppings. Apple cider, I want you guys to check the added sugar. Go with 100% juice with 0 added sugar. Or you can even do it yourself using apple juice, cloves, cinnamon, nuts, or cranberries. And then of course, drink more water. Drinking more water is really just going to help us feel better, control our blood sugars, and keep us fuller longer. So drink up more water. And getting rid of the extras. This is a really important tip because we are typically very overwhelmed with a lot of the extras. So portion leftover desserts on disposable plates for family members who take with them. Please do not feel guilty about giving them away or throwing them out with the extra treats you have accumulated. Your health is what is most important. So indulge, have a dessert. Don't feel bad about it. It's completely fine to have desserts. Just don't make it harder on yourself by keeping them around the whole house throughout the holiday season. Just save them for special occasions. Take away those temptations. So I know we talked about quite a bit today, but just some really important takeaways I want you guys to remember is don't go to that holiday dinner hungry. Have a meal, have a snack before you go so you don't eat as much, meal or dessert. And when you have desserts, save them for special occasions. Don't have them the whole entire 3 months of the holiday season. And when you can, choose hard, healthy fats over more of the saturated artery clogging fats, or just swap out the fat completely and use some of the lower calorie options we talked about. You guys can do this. Don't let the holiday season weigh you down. Really listen to your body and make those mindful choices. Okay, what questions do we got so far?
Lindsey, thank you so much. I do know that I learned quite a bit on there. The tips on how to cut the fat and use applesauce and avocados and bananas, I will definitely be using that.
Yes, I love to use it. The other day, you can also use pumpkin puree.
Ooh.
A recipe called for half a cup of pumpkin puree and 1/4 cup butter. And I just used the whole can of pumpkin puree instead, and it turned out fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I do have a question for you. You had mentioned some of the oils have a higher smoke point.
Yeah.
Why is that important to note?
So I just wanted to help you guys understand the differences. This really isn't a big deal with baking desserts, but it's important when you're cooking at higher temperatures like frying or sauteing, because at that point they release these compounds that just aren't good for our body. So just knowing what type of oil and when to use them.
Okay. Okay, do you have a favorite recipe that you showed us?
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. So I tried to make a lot of these recipes before I recommended them to you guys. But the other day I made these, where is it? The lemon poppy seed cookies. These were delicious. So you can see the first ingredient is half a cup butter. It was originally coconut oil. So butter's that better option. Really delicious. But if you want to, you can even try to use yogurt or any of those other options we talked about just to cut some calories.
Okay, those do look delicious. Okay, let's see. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, cassava flour. So cassava flour is a type of root. It's a great option for gluten-free baking, but just an extra way to get a little bit more fiber, a little less calories than regular flour. But it can be expensive. Um, Feel free to use all-purpose flour if you want in this recipe instead. And where to find it. So I found it at Hy-Vee, typically in the health market section of any grocery stores or the baking aisle.
And that does bring up another good question. I know that there's a big gluten-free trend. Would you
Yeah.
recommend definitely switching out any of the baking recipes that we might have with more of a gluten-free flour?
Yeah, great question. So gluten-free has gained a lot of popularity in the media. Gluten is actually just a protein. So gluten's not bad for us. It is bad for people who have celiac disease. So they want to avoid the gluten protein. But I would say I would recommend, not switching to gluten-free, because a lot of times when you switch to gluten-free, they add a lot of extra salt, sugar, and fat and calories to products.
Good information to have.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Well, I am going to go ahead and close us out. I will be posting this on YouTube for you guys to be able to share or watch again. I will also be sharing these recipes with you, this PowerPoint with you, so that you have the recipes. So look for that email coming your way. If you find that you have any questions after receiving that email, please absolutely let us know. So Lindsey, thank you so much for your time today, and have a great day, everybody.